through faith and brotherhood. Stinson's old-fashioned barbecue reminds us about serving the community. Today, we sit down with Glenn Stinson to hear his tale. This is Tales from the Pit.
So we're here in Lumber City at Stinson's Barbecue, and we're sitting down to talk about this restaurant. Thank you for joining us today.
It's good to be here.
Can you tell us more about this restaurant?
Well, it's a family-run restaurant. We've been in business for 39 years this past February. Lord willing, it'll be 40 this coming up February. My mother and father opened it up on mine and my twin brother's 13th birthday. We all sort of been working in it, grew up in it from then. Me and my twin brother actually started on that day, on our birthday, and I just sort of stayed. Now my brother moved on. He's working with the Coca-Cola company now, but we have three brothers that's down here working. There was five of us to start with. Me, the oldest, or next to the oldest, my twin brother's actually 19 minutes older than I am. Then we have Craig, which is the middle son, and then next to the baby boy, John, which he's not here right now at this moment. He's off this afternoon, but he works as well. And then we have, my mother and father worked until they retired. They retired a few years ago now. We have two ladies that come in and help us during the week. They don't usually come in on Monday. But my children, I have three children of my own. They come in on Monday afternoon about 5 o'clock, and we sort of trying to train them and just teach them how to work and value of life.
What type of wood are you smoking on?
Oak wood, and now we do use pecan to put in there with it if we have it, but it's not necessary. But you can use the pecan wood as well. But the pecan wood, when you cook the meat with the pecan wood, if you just mix a little bit in there, it gives it a golden color to the meat as far as the outside. It gives it a brown color, and it makes it just look better, a better look to it. But as far as the taste, I don't think it makes a whole lot of difference, except the main wood is the oak, because it cooks the best.
So what type of meat do you have?
We do pork. Is the barbecue. Main thing is pork. We have a barbecue chicken where we take a half a chicken and grill it out on the pit, and like I say, you can either get it with the sauce or without. If you don't want the sauce on it, we'll heat it up back there on the grill and put it on the plate, and you can take it and do whatever you want to. But now if you want the sauce, what we normally do is put it in a pot with our barbecue sauce in that pot and turn the burner on and put a lid over it and let it sit there and simmer in that sauce until it gets warm enough, and then we put it on the plate and eat. Now that's the best way to eat it, in my opinion, because you give that sauce time to get in there and get inside the meat, and you just have the flavor goes all the way through it.
Yeah.
So we also have grilled chicken patties, it's a real chicken breast patty that you put on the grill and grill. I'm talking about a flat grill there, and we have the chicken tenders, which can be grilled or fried. We batter them ourselves and cook them. We have fried chicken that we just take eight-way cut chicken and put flour and seasoning on it and drop it in the deep fryer and cook it. We have a homemade apple tarts, not made by us, but made by somebody local that makes it a small company that does it the same way that we do things the way that it should have been, or way it had been done they had been trained by their mother or father or whoever trained them in the way. And we have an apple dumpling that comes from a company. It's a big company. I can't think of the name of it right now, but it's a big company. We get them from Williams Institutional, one of the food companies, and they're very good. But they do come from a big company like Kraft or something. I think is the name brand, but it's not Kraft, some other brand. And we sell hot wings and stuffed potatoes. Pretty well if you wanted something in a restaurant, or hamburgers from a hamburgers, hot dogs. We have something that we started. This is something that we started recently is what they call a barbecued hot dog or a barbecued dog, where you cook a hot dog and you put it on a hot dog bun and then you put barbecue on top of it. Sort of like a chili cheese dog, or a chili dog. That instead of the chili, you got the barbecue. Now, we sell quite a bit of them recently, and we over the years, things just happen that we've seen, like we have a stuffed potato where we take the potato and put the barbecue and the cheese on it. We have something now as what they call a barbecued tater tot, where we take a order of tater tots, which would be somewhere between 20 to 25 tater tots, put them on a plate, put a little bit of sauce on there, and then throw some barbecue on top of it and cheese. And people say that's something that's, it happened by mistake, to be honest with you. Somebody ordered it, and the person, when they took the order, they thought that's what they said on the phone, so we fixed it. And when they got here, they said, no, that wasn't what I wanted, but all he wanted was a barbecue with cheese and an order of tater tots. But he said, but I'll take it. He took it and tried it, and from then on, it's been a big seller. So that mistake turned out to be a blessing. It turned out to be another product on the menu. And one thing we learned over the years is you listen to your customers. You can come in here and pretty well get it any way you want it, whether it's on the menu or not. If you just let us know and let us understand what you want it, what you're looking for. And we try to get along with everybody, and you just try to make our living as we've had the last 39 years, and that's what it's all about, making a living and making a difference in the community and in somebody's life as you go along.
So, are you smoking the butts as well?
Well, we use not just the butts. We cook hams and the butts.
Okay.
We have a mixed barbecue. It's got hams and butts in it, and the sauce goes on it. We cook it and cut it up, chop it up by hand, put it in a pan, and then put the sauce on top of it, and then put it in the cooler and let it cool. And all the time it's sitting there, that sauce is soaking into that meat, so that helps make the meat a little more tender and gives it more of a flavor. And it's I'm gonna let y'all try the barbecue before you leave if y'all eat it. I don't know, y'all might not want it, but if you do, we're gonna get you some.
Absolutely.
But we use butts and hams, and we also do the ribs, as y'all most all places do. Ours is pork ribs. Only beef we have is hamburger.
Yeah, and so you said the sauce is over 100 years old?
The recipe has been in the family for over 100 years.
Wow.
My dad and uncle got it from their great aunt, and I do not remember very very well, because when she died, she was in her 90s, almost 100 years old when she died. So, and I don't know where it come from, but that's where it started from as far as our knowledge. And now we've been using it my uncle started his restaurant, his barbecue business, and like I say, it had to be the late 60s to early 70s, because I was just a small little child at that time. So we've been making in barbecue. The Stinsons have been in some type of barbecue business probably for, I would say, since the 60s. Just to not know for sure, but I can tell you Stinson's barbecues existed since February the 19th of 1981. So I know that much for a fact, because I've been here. And I remember coming up and how things were. And that's pretty well the history, brother.
Yeah. How would you describe the barbecue sauce? Like, if someone wanting to taste it, what would
it would be a mustard-based sauce. It's and a lot of people turn their nose up when they see it's a mustard base, but it's not like a lot of mustard based sauce. It still has that mustard taste to it, but it also has the sweet taste. So it's just when you combine them two flavors together, it just puts off in my opinion, the best that you can get. You can't get any better. But I know there's everybody's to their own opinion, but y'all you can make your own before you leave.
Yeah. Why did your parents start the restaurant? What was
actually, my uncle, my daddy's brother, which has gone on to be with the Lord, was running one at. He was more like a father to my father, because he was an older brother, and my daddy's daddy died when he was a young man. I think he had just graduated from high school, or was about to when his father died. So he had always helped his brother Pete in the barbecue business, and at that particular time he had one over in Mount Vernon where the Dairy Queen is now. He had a little Tasty Freeze building. It was to get up to go, or take it to go. And he kept talking to my daddy about, look, we need to go ahead and open up some more. And, my uncle had a goal to have about 10 of them going, just get it to go places. But he, while he was working on a third one, he was diagnosed with cancer, and the Lord took him on home, so it wasn't meant to be. But he had talked my daddy into coming to Lumber City and opening one up. And there's a place, you have to go back across the railroad tracks on Highway 117, a little get it to go, little small place where we started at. And the building's still standing, but I think it needs a whole lot of work on it.
Who's the community here that you're serving?
Lumber City,
Yeah.
It's just down home, everyday folks. Most of them just like us. They trying to raise their family in a good environment. And I would say the majority of them are Christians. And if the ones that's not, we need to talk to them and let them know who Jesus is, so maybe they can become a Christian before it's eternally too late. But as a whole, it's just good down home, regular people. I mean, it's sure there's some that has more than others, but it's not that they. It's more like a big family more than anything. Everybody that comes in here, we may not be kin to them, but we treat them as if they was our own. And they're friends, which I consider everyone that comes in here my friend, even though I may not know who they are. But if you come through that door, you're my friend. And I try to treat everyone as if they were my friend. And I believe that's the same attitude from each and every one that works here, from me and my brothers and the ladies that work with us. Because, I mean, it's just you get to know folks, and we just people, I guess is the way you put it. We are people persons, and we like to be around folks, and we like to just be a part of their life.
Now, you talked about helping the community. Can you tell us more about how you guys have impacted the community?
Well, we try to do anything we can to support anything. The biggest thing, I guess, one of the biggest things that we had supported over the years was to have Farm Day. We're sponsored on the Farm Day, and we've sponsored things with the church groups and baseball team. You'll see, I think there's a picture hanging up somewhere where we sponsored a baseball team. And we sponsor our sheriff's department and police department. Any way we can help as far as help someone in the community, we try to do so. If somebody has a death, we try to make sure we get the food, get them some food there, or fry some chicken for them if they need it fried, or whatever. Just try to do things that helps the people in the community, and any way that we can, we try to. We try to buy as much as we can locally, so it would help the local business people in town, like the grocery stores and anything else that's here. At one time, we had Lumber City Egg, which was a food. They had all your French fries and all your foods and all for your businesses, restaurants, and we would buy them from them. But they're out of business. They've been out of business for a while now. But we have most of our stuff delivered. We still use Williams Institutional, which is a small company out of Douglas, and we have U.S. Foods and Cisco coming as well. But we try to stay with the smaller companies and keep them going. And, like schools have something going on, we try to sponsor the schools, whatever activity they have. And just any way we can help. We try to help fire departments when we can, and whatever we can do, we try to do for them.
What's your earliest memory of barbecue?
I guess the biggest memory, the first memory that I really have of doing the barbecue is back when my Uncle Pete had went on vacation, but he'd promised somebody to cook some goats for somebody. This had to be back in the 70s, because we wasn't very big then either. And Daddy was cutting that goat up. And I remember being there with him when he cut the goat up after they'd cooked it and made the barbecue, and he met the man down there. But Uncle Pete had promised to do it for him, but he had planned to go on a vacation at the time. So my daddy feeling that's the first time that I really remember. But as far as doing the actual barbecue, it started in 1981, and the rest is history, so to speak.
Okay. Barbecue person, what is your barbecue plate?
My barbecue plate would be the chopped barbecue, and I like stuff a little spicy, so I put a little Tabasco sauce on mine and to spice it up a little bit. But it would be chopped pork with Stinson's barbecue sauce on it.
And any sides with that?
Well, probably coleslaw and maybe a little Brunswick stew, but I'd rather have the coleslaw than I had any of the other stuff to go with it.
Okay. Well, thank you for sitting down and talking with us.
Be glad to be here, brother.
Yeah, absolutely. We will go and look at the kitchen and also some of the food that they're having, and we'll be right back.
Now we normally put about 5 or 6 of them on a plate.
Okay.
So that's 2. We just roughly half a plate. Child's plate would have 3 on it. And for y'all, we're gonna put a barbecue on there with it, but you can actually get a half and half plate. Y'all want to try the Brunswick stew? It's homemade too.
Yeah, absolutely.
Bang it up a little bit of fries.
And so we're back here in the dining room here at Stinson's Barbecue in Lumber City, and I have in front of me some ribs, some pulled pork, some Brunswick stew, some coleslaw, and some fried chicken. And so we learned from back there how they made the food, as well as really the sense of community and family that they have here in this business. So let's try some of the food that we heard about. So we'll start with the ribs. They're a really tender rib that, you know, as we talked about, it's a mustard-based sauce, but you really don't taste the mustard. It's a very nice kind of mixture between the mustard and just kind of this sweet sauce. As we go over towards the pulled pork, it's just really tender, really moist. I can see where this would have great application, as they talked about putting it on a hot dog or putting it on, you know, just a sandwich and having it on its own, putting it on top of a potato. This really is kind of a nice piece of meat to really complement a lot of different products. Of course, in Georgia, we know you can't have a side without having Brunswick stew. This is really a nice, light stew. It's very heavy with potato, but you can really taste the barbecue under it. Next, we have the coleslaw, where it's fresh made. It's kind of your traditional coleslaw. It's kind of a mix between the tangy and the sweet. It's just kind of a nice finish with all of it together. And finally, we have the fried chicken. And this is just a good taste of just kind of your standard fried chicken in the South. They do it excellent. It's very moist, maintains great flavor, great breading on top of it. Crispy, not overwhelming, great piece of chicken. So I'm going to continue eating, and we will see you in a bit.
Want more Tales from the Pit? For extended content, in-depth coverage, and behind the scenes, get connected with us on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, Spotify, Apple Music, Google Podcasts, and Podbean. Today we visited Stinson's Barbecue, where we sat down with Glenn Stinson, who really instilled the values of faith and family within a small business. I want to thank Glenn for letting us sit down at his restaurant, and I want to thank you for watching. We'll see you next time on Tales from the Pit.